Hello and welcome tankers to World of Tanks with PR154 today, following CEO TVBee of the Flying Squirrels clan in the premium tier 8 French medium tank Lorraine 40T. This is a tank that has been in the game for quite a while, but I'm happy to say it still holds up today. Now it has its pluses, it has its minuses. We'll try to cover some of the minuses about it first that you need to be aware of when you're fighting the vehicle or piloting the vehicle. Armour is not a strong point of this vehicle in any way, shape or form. You have 40mm on both the hull and turret, and that can make this vehicle quite susceptible to both high explosive and SPG fire. In fact, it's not uncommon if you're attempting to use its 8 degrees of gun depression to ride a ridge that self-propelled guns will absolutely delete you. Other downsides are its damage per minute. Now, its burst damage is actually quite good. You've got 100mm main armament hitting for 300 hit points per shot. It's in a 4-shot autoloader. It takes you 7.5 seconds to dump that mag. The only problem is it takes you 35 seconds to reload it. So your damage per minute as a base is about 1700 hit points per minute. So it's a tank that's very much focused on getting a lot of damage out in a short amount of time and then recovering to reload. So as you're engaging enemy vehicles with this tank, you kind of need to have your mind on, okay, after I finish reloading, I need to have somewhere to go where I'm protected, where I'm safe, and I'm not going to be harassed by enemy vehicles for the next 35 seconds. Very quick dispatching of the Bat-Chatillon Barrasque and the Lynx 6x6 as TVBee's team is attempting to exert control of the field. Now there is a Progetto 46 in a fairly sick hit point position behind this barrier. So TVBee, once they have their magazine loaded, they are going to head in for the kill. Just about there, and there we go. 4 rounds ready to go, just waiting for the crew stun effect to wear off. CEO TVBee announcing their intentions to push that Progetto 46. They come around, there it is, 537 hit points. He eats a shell for his troubles, but he's able to get his follow-up shell in a lot faster than the Progetto 46. I guess that's one of the advantages to running an autoloader as opposed to an auto reloader. You do have that consistency of your burst, whereas with an auto reloader, you're not quite sure where's the vehicle at. Have they reached all the way into their mag, and now they're sort of, their DPM has been completely trashed by that process? You don't really know, but in this case TVBee had the confidence they were going to be able to roll up, fire a penetrating shot, and then follow up with another one 2.5 seconds later. As far as the dynamic gun dispersion stats, they aren't the best on this tank. Even the base aim time and the base dispersion is not great. 0.36 meters per 100 meters is on the higher side. The aim time about 2.6 seconds as well. So if you think about it, your dispersion after firing, you're only going to be able to recover 1/3 of that dispersion after firing before your next shell is ready to go. So you do need to be a little bit mindful of that. It is much better suited to sort of medium range engagements, but not so close that the enemy can draw a bead on you quickly and take advantage of your rather poor armour. But he does have the shells here just about ready to go on the Granatenwerfer Tiger P, and he's able to knock that one out for their second kill of the game. Now, penetration figures are quite good on these French 100mm guns. The standard shells will give you 232mm of penetration. The premium shells, of which TVBee is incidentally not carrying any, will penetrate for 263mm. So that is actually rather handy, and it does somewhat keep this tank relevant even in those dreaded 8 to 10 matchups. But in this time around, he's taken his chances, rolled the dice, and thought, no, we're not going to find 10s today. He has loaded an all standard load this time around. So this map is a bit like the old camping and politics analogy. If you're criticizing politics, what would you rather do? Would you rather be on the outside of a tent, trying to piss into the inside of the tent, Or would you rather be on the inside of the tent trying to piss out? Personally, I'd rather be on the outside of the tent. And that's exactly how TVBee's team have treated this map here today. They've exerted control of the field, and then as required, they're fighting from the generous application of soft cover throughout here to remain relatively invisible and shoot enemy vehicles that have a little bit less soft cover available to them. This VK4502A has had to become quite extended in order to spot or shoot any of TVBee's team. So we've got TVBee has made a battlefield platoon here with J. Jaeger, which is something that we'll get to a little bit later on. But they have a distinct advantage here, 13 over 6. Only 2 enemy vehicles left in the game. TVBee having collected nearly 3,700 damage that we know about. The enemy still exerting their will on the cap circle, the Progetto 46 in particular, presenting a bit of an issue here. Now it's got 1,400 hit points in the tank, which is actually phenomenally well within the range of TVBee's magazine. He's able to knock that one out for their 4th kill of the game. This just leaves the E75 TS. One shot into that one, followed up by the efforts of the CS52 Lease, have knocked it out, and that is a win for TVBee. Let's take a look at the results. And for their efforts, that is an Ace Mastery badge in the Premium Tier 8 French Medium Tank Lorraine 40T. We have an absolute fistful of epic medals here, Battle Heroes medals. We've got the Confederate Medal for hitting more enemy vehicles than any other player on the team. The catch is they have to be destroyed by another friendly player, so it's a bit of an indicator of solid teamwork. He's also picked up the Tanker Sniper Medal for causing the highest damage from the battle from a distance of at least 300 meters. So in spite of the 0.36 meters per 100 meters base dispersion, TVBee has been able to take and make these long-range shots. He's also picked up the High Caliber Medal for accounting for at least 20% of the hit point pool of enemy vehicles. In this case, over 5,000 damage inflicted on the enemy. And a key takeaway here is the Brothers in Arms Medal, which is awarded to a platoon in which all platoon members destroy at least 3 enemy vehicles. In this case, a battlefield platoon with the CS52 Lease has been able to earn them that medal. Now, we've also got a couple of badges of merit here. Bruiser for damaging enemy vehicle modules or crew members at least 5 times in the course of the battle. Has picked up the Fighter Medal for destroying at least 4 enemy vehicles. And of course the Fire for Effect Medal, which it's very rare that you get this without getting this. Having a look at the team scores, this was a rather significant top on experience point placement by TVBee. He's coming in about 30% higher than his next teammate, who was incidentally the platoon mate in the CS52. So between those 2 vehicles, they picked up at least 3 kills each, and that had given TVBee the Brothers in Arms medal. Of course, there appeared to be some rather brave fighters on the enemy team through the city, the E75 TS and Stridsvan 81. The E75 TS we didn't really see until the end of the game, but obviously they had enforced the team's will and prosecuted it reasonably well through the city, but ultimately it was that control of the field and being on the outside of the tent pissing in that had given TVBee's team the ultimate advantage in this game. Having a look at the detailed report, this was a very profitable game for TVBee. We have to remember that TVBee was also just using the standard ammunition this game, and so as such, the ammunition bill coming in at less than 24,000 credits for a net profit of 108,000 credits in the Premium Tier 8 French Medium Tank Lorraine 40T. So very nicely done there. Quite a high accuracy quotient as well, is worth noting. Out of 23 shots fired, 21 of those shots hit and 19 of them penetrated. So not only there on the accuracy, but also there on the effective accuracy. So very well done there to TVBee of the Flying Squirrels clan and the Premium Tier 8 French Medium Tank Lorraine 40T. And in the meantime, if any of you have got a replay that you'd like to see featured on World of Tanks with PR154, then please reach out over Discord or any of the links below. We'll do our best to sort you out. Please also check out the About section for some of the user submission guidelines, because we are experiencing quite a bit of a backlog. We do have to be a little bit selective, and let's just say I don't enjoy being the harbinger of refusal-related disappointment. In the meantime, happy tanking and take care out there.